Hey everybody, hope you all had a good weekend. Sorry for the late video. We had some tornadoes yesterday, so couldn't really be making a video while we had those. So getting it out today. Again, I'm going on vacation, so I'll be gone for a little over a week. I should be able, as soon as I get back, I'll make another video though. So hopefully we have some green price action. That would be great. Um, BTC looks like it has broken out of this little falling wedge here, so there's a chance that it does go up. Normally this is a bearish candle, the bullish or bearish engulfing monthly candle. It's a really bad sign typically. However, there is a chance that we still actually do that. It could be just a forewarning of what's going to happen, so maybe even tagging this up here, right? And then 100,000. I mean, that's going to be a pretty big part in this market cycle. I did notice the hash ribbons here, so they're starting to print a little bit. And if you look back, pretty much, well, the majority of the time when we print those, like for example, like down here, you had a blue buy signal and you went up. So you get a buy signal eventually, but it doesn't mean price can't drop before then. Okay, so like for example here, we started getting these gray circles and then we dropped, and then we had a buy signal. This was a little bit of manipulation in the market, because I think that's hardly ever happened. But like over here, you had one of these circles on the daily and then a buy signal up here. Even though price was up already a little bit, it continued up. Over here we had one of those circles. We didn't even fall at all, we just continued to go up. Over here pretty much didn't fall, just went up. Right here we had one of those and then a buy signal. Right here we fell just a tad bit more and then we went up. So the majority of these, you get one of these circles and it just kind of goes up. All right, now there are situations where you have one and then you have massive drops, but the majority, so if you're playing odds here, right, we're supposed to go up. Okay, I still, you've broken out here. The altcoins are behind, and you're starting to see those kind of start to catch up, which is great. Like if you compare this move to Ethereum, for example, we can look at that real quick. Let's look at ETH. So ETH has gone up about 30%, while Bitcoin, let's see if that's gone up 30%. About 25%, so not too much, but I think this move is just getting started for ETH, really. So here's your trend line breakout. Boom. It didn't even come back to retest, at least on the daily it didn't. Well, actually, we'll look at that here in just a second. We'll come back to ETH. Alright, so let's get rid of the hash ribbons for now. We'll look at them again later. But you do have you're passing through the zero line here, which is great. You're a little overbought, so possibly come back down to retest this. 3 doesn't cross the MACD yet. However, that does look good there. And then the weekly, we still haven't passed through here, but we hopefully will pass next week. Okay, so that pretty much covers BTC. That is the next level right here. We can throw let's see if we can throw a fib on here real quick. nothing important on the fib here. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean that's your next fib line. So that's the 1.618. Let's actually look. It's odd. Okay, well, we'll just stick to this trend line here. I mean, it does line up, but it shouldn't really be. It could just be a coincidence. So the 0.618, at least on a log scale, is right around 170. If you took the wick out here, it's probably, yeah, right on that line. So 158. So if we bust through here, that's our next stop. If we could start going up, but right here is a potential. And we'll look at the chart whenever this happens here. But you could do something like this too. But we're just gonna stick to this right now. Okay, so that covers BTC. Let's go to ETH. Okay, here's an example of volume, right? So you've got a descending trend line, and then you've got decreasing volume. Okay, now you have a break of volume. So when price is falling and you've got decreasing volume, that's a good sign. Very few sellers, so eventually it's going to pinch and most likely go up, right? So you did have a bullish pattern formation right here on ETH. Those typically break to the upside. So that looks good. Let's see if there's any kind of pattern here. So if you were to look at this as like a cup and handle, that could be the cup. So here would be your cup, right? Okay, and then you've got this handle here. And then you take the top of the cup to the bottom, you set it on the breakout. So that would be your target, which would make sense. Okay, so we might actually hit 10,000 on Ethereum at the end of the cycle. Doesn't mean it's going to go straight to 10,000 tomorrow, but that's where it could end up, right? That's supposed to be the minimum target. Now we'll look at a couple other things. You can even throw a fib on there, see if it lines up. Doesn't line up on the fib. Let's see if we look at a grand Fibonacci. It doesn't line up on there either. Let's look at a weekly. And we're going to take out the wick here. Still not really. So that could be your minimum target, and then as high as 12,000. I'd say the bull market cycle top would be somewhere between 8,000 and 12,000 between Ethereum, and we'll look at that as the indicators start to diverge and all that good stuff. So we'll put a bull market target sometime probably next year. Let's do that. Could go a little bit farther. I mean, it could literally go to October, but well, let's just do that for now. Okay, and then you'd see a 90% retracement, or a probably 70-80% retracement from that. So let's say 10,000. So you probably go back down to lower than where the price is now. Okay, so let's look at some indicators here. So that hasn't confirmed yet, but most likely as big as that green candle is, it's going to confirm in the next couple days. It closes in 3 days. Daily volume looks great. So this should just continue up. Next level of resistance is probably right up where BTC is, about 5,500. So we should make it up to 5,500, 5,000, 5,500. So it should just follow the trajectory of Bitcoin. And possibly altcoins could outperform Bitcoin for a little while because they've really retraced. So Bitcoin might not do a whole bunch, and Ethereum would run, so would the altcoins. Okay, so let's look at ICP. Looks good. Still has room for the upside. 3 days still a little bit behind. Weekly is a little bit behind Ethereum. We also have some declining volume here. Let's look at the 3 day. Yeah, declining volume here. So this should run too. We do need to get past this trend line here. But Ethereum is probably going to run first, and then the other altcoins would probably take off too. Let's look at XRP. They're probably all going to just kind of look the same for the most part. Yeah, XRP has bounced from this line here. Nothing really spectacular on this one. There's plenty of room for it to go up. Probably going to pass through that as long as price stays green. Getting ready to pass through the 0 line. Weekly's probably not doing much. You still have bullish divergence there too on the weekly. So it's just a matter of time when this actually breaks out. THETA, we can look at THETA. I think THETA broke out of its flag also. The daily. Yeah, so I mean THETA's broken out too. So this should just continue to trend up. Right, you might come back down to retest this trend and then go up. That would be a buy opportunity, right? Anything else? Let's see. Everything else kind of looks the same. I think it's just all going to follow Ethereum. SHIB's broken out, so you can look at that. PayPay's already made a new high too. I still have a little bit there, but I didn't buy any more. So the breakout didn't occur here. Probably actually move this down here. Let's see. Still gives pretty much the same target. You could put it there, probably even here. It's pretty close. So that would be your next leg. About 400% from where it's at now, I think. $270%. You've got low volume pullback, which is what you want, right? You haven't had a break in the volume yet, but we should see that here pretty soon. But that looks really tight, really good. Bullish pennant. Alright guys, I think that's pretty, let's look at total 2. Okay, so this trend line's holding, right? So that's your bull market trend line. This is where BTC is currently at. So you still have about 700% or so, I think. 600 maybe. Let's see. Oh, that's not even close. 57%. Which, I mean, like, for example, Ethereum could go up a lot more than that, or THETA could go up a lot more than that. And then if we're looking at the top of this, I mean, that's pretty significant. If BTC makes it to 100,000, probably see this at $3 trillion. I don't think that this trend line is actually going to break anytime soon. I would think we would just hold this, maybe get more parabolic, and then have some kind of a sell-off there, and then fall out of the top. Okay, let's take a look at BTC dominance. This just looks so ugly. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing really. It's just kind of slowly climbing up here. We need all these indicators to drop down for altcoins to really do good, and it looks like it can. So either way, altcoins are doing pretty well. So
Alright, guys. That's all I have to cover. Again, I'll be back a little over a week. So, expect a video probably in about 10 days or so. And I'm going to try to, I'll look at the charts. I probably won't post too much. I'm really just going to try to enjoy the vacation, not pay attention to charts or work or anything like that, and just spend time with my family. So, if you guys have any questions, just feel free to reach out in the chat group, and I'll get to them. So I will talk to y'all in about 10 days.